Do you have any favorite sexy expressions or words in Spanish?
Morbo.
Morbo.
It's a word. I mean, there's no proper translation for it in English. So, and I wrote an article about this called El Castellano en la Cama, all about my experience of Spanish in bed. And that was my first article for El País. And I remember one of my first times with a Spanish person, they were saying, que morbo. And I was like, ooh, what does that mean? And it's like, how morbid. And I thought, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I was thinking also morbid. The first few times I heard that, I was thinking it was related to morbid, and morbid to me sounds like death.
Obesity or
morbid obesity, death. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound sexy at all. So you like it for that reason, I guess.
I found a good definition for it that was basically being attracted to something that you know that's bad for you. So that's the kind of like, it's it's like an attraction you can't explain.
Sounds good. Anything else for Castellano en la Cama?
That's my favourite word, but I'm just a big fan of the language in general. It really turns me on. I really like it.
Great, yeah.
I still say, oh my god. I still speak English. I just want to give that exotic touch, you know.
And in the specific way that you say it, which is great.
Oh my god! Yeah, I like to remind people that I'm an English girl in a Spanish bed.
Great. I'm sure that goes over very well with your subjects out there. So, do you have any other new projects besides the sex toys that you'd like to talk about?
I've got my fingers in lots of pies right now. So
that sounds kind of sexy too.
Yeah, so I'm hoping. I'm the kind of person who prefers to wait until things are really like 1,000% official until I announce them officially. Okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to work on lots of different things right now.
But I've introduced your work and your social media accounts to a lot of my female friends. They all think you're amazing. They're always just like amazed by your willingness to actually talk about these topics, your willingness to like take pictures with 2 bananas in your mouth at the same time, for example. I think that picture is the best thing I've ever seen, probably.
Oh, cool. That's another thing of my mission, actually, for the next step now is really incorporating my lifestyle in my work. So it's about veganism and no filter, no alarm life. So I just want to be the whole package, basically. I want to share the whole package of me with the world, and being location independent and not following the script of life. And this is something I'm going to start talking about more in the near future. I'm not a mother. I'm not thinking about being a mother. I'm not a wife. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have any debt.
That's great, because I never talk about most of these things, but
I think more people should, though. I definitely think that it's helpful.
Yeah, like, because on the face, I'm like boring grammar guy, and there's so much more going on behind the scenes. It could be much more interesting than boring grammar guy, but I just feel like I've got these, tens of thousands of people expecting grammar, and I don't want to talk to them necessarily about fitness, because they might just be like, what's grammar guy doing talking about fitness? But yeah, maybe you're right. If that works out for you, that would be awesome, and it would definitely inspire me and probably other bloggers out there to just like take the leap into more lifestyle-y type stuff.
Yeah, because a really big influence on sexuality. I think self-care and self-love are very related. I mean, it's completely against what we see in porn, which is, unsafe sex and like, where it's all about pleasing the man and whatever. And I just want to, and imagery that not suitable for work, whatever. Well, I think mine is not so shocking. My website, or there's nothing. It's quite humorous as well, tongue in cheek, and I want to present sexuality as part of lifestyle and healthy lifestyle, because it is. I mean, sex is life.
Yeah. No, and you've talked about veganism a lot too. Like 3/4 of the times that I open up Twitter, it's like a picture of you with a pineapple over your.
Well, and that's another reason, because I think vegans are so annoying, and I think it's a huge mistake.
You think that too?
Well, I think it's a big mistake because I understand all the anger or the frustration because that's how I feel as well. But I think it's more intelligent to use humour. To encourage people to eat more fruit and veg cannot be a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the first step would be flexitarianism and getting people to reduce their meat consumption would be the first hurdle. And then when you see how good you feel, and just maybe eating just at the weekend or something like that, that's what I would encourage people to do. But just trying to like say, you got to go vegan 100%. It's not easy for everyone. It's not easy when you travel. It's just,
Yeah.
it is hard.
Yeah, and
No wish society was more vegan friendly as well, but
yeah, and trying to guilt people into accepting your point of view is generally not a great strategy.
yeah. And also, I consider myself a feminist, but you won't see me putting angry feminist tweets on Twitter or anywhere.
Very true.
Vegan stuff. I just want to do everything that I do in a pleasant way, even though I do have the same concerns as everyone else or the same frustrations, whatever.
No,
So,
because I consider myself a feminist too, I just find a lot of feminists to be rather unpleasant about the whole thing in a way that, makes me just kind of naturally want to agree with them less. So can you give...
well, yeah, it excludes people in the end.
Yeah, it's just like I can only hear like about how I'm the enemy a certain number of times before I feel like, well, maybe I am the enemy and maybe I should be hostile to these ideas. And I try not to, but it just seems like the more aggressive and the more unpleasant that people get with any ideology, the more it's going to create the opposite reaction in other people. So I think, it is important to try to be pleasant to the extent that you can with your ideas, because it's just so much easier to attract people to your side if you're being pleasant about it. Can you give me an example of pleasant feminism?
Just the raising orgasmic awareness in general is definitely pleasant.
Oh yeah, I would assume so. You were telling me something about your morning routine, which involves orgasmic awareness and mindfulness.
Mindfulness and masturbation.
Mindfulness and masturbation.
Yeah.
That's great. And you do this every morning?
Yeah. No, well, most mornings, yeah. So it's fantastic. Sometimes it depends on the order. The order doesn't change how relaxed I get, which is quite interesting. And I just find that's a really nice way to wake up.
Can you tell
I
me
do
about your
some deep
mindfulness
breathing,
practice?
abdominal breathing, about 15 minutes.
Abdominal breathing is your mindfulness practice?
Yeah.
Just kind of a standard, like, connected breathing type thing?
Yeah, just 4 seconds in, hold, and 4 seconds out, just something like that. But I've got down to 3 breaths per minute, so that's very, very calm. When I first started this, I was at maybe 5 or 6 breaths per minute, so I've made a lot of progress, and I've just learned from this progress that I'm in control of my emotions, and that's how powerful breathing is.
Oh, yeah.
So I do that and then another thing that's really powerful about it is when you're only having 3 or 4 breaths per minute, then when you just think, I've done enough now, you think, oh my god, I've done 15 minutes. So it's just gone like this. And
4 breaths a minute is, 5 seconds in, 5 second hold, 5 seconds out, or?
I wasn't accounting it to be that, but I was just like doing what felt natural, making it as slow as I could.
Great, yeah. Like, I hardly ever talk about Buddhism, but I've been a Buddhist forever. And, Buddhism is great, but probably just going straight to the breathing and skipping over the Dharma is more effective for most people. Because most people just don't want to hear about, something that probably didn't happen 2,500 years ago in India. But if you can just teach them the breathing exercises, it can really, get them into the present moment more than reading sutras or something. So
orgasm is a great way to connect with your body, I think.
Orgasm.
Yeah.
That's your thing. Orgasmic awareness. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for being on my YouTube channel, or, me for being on your YouTube channel, possibly. And is there anywhere else that people can find you? Online, on social media, in the real world?
Just at Venus O'Hara on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Great. You have a favorite social network where it's best for people to follow you?
I'd say Twitter's my most complete sharing experience. So I put my good mornings there every morning, no filter. So you get a picture with some fruit sometimes.
Yeah, that's the ones that I usually see, I think.
It's everything I do, I share on Twitter.
Okay, well, great. So that is
everything I do, because I'm quite shy with Twitter. Sometimes I don't even know what to put on there. I was like, here, this is what I've just written.
Great. So that's at Venus O'Hara on different social networks, all the social networks, I assume, all of the relevant social networks. I don't know. Thank you very much for taking the time to interview with me, and I wish you the best of luck with all of your future mysterious projects and things like that. Best of luck with your sex toy, and with everything.
We'll raise lots of orgasmic awareness.
Raise orgasmic awareness. Any famous last words?
No, that's it. No, keep coming.
Keep coming. Okay, everybody keep coming. Sounds great. Well, thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.